Hi everyone, ya sabes que Carlos to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. I love this time of the year, I love the holidays, and I love making pumpkin and apple desserts. They're just so good. I'm going to teach you how to make my version of my pumpkin pie with a crispy, flaky, buttery phyllo crust. It's going to be light. Well, the crust is going to be light and flaky, and that filling almost tastes like a custardy cheesecake. I know lots of people don't like pumpkin pie, but when you try this one, I have a feeling you're going to love it. Let's get started. So we're going to start off with the pumpkin filling. So we need 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. You want to use real cream cheese, full fat, no low fat stuff for desserts, okay? 2 ounces of softened butter. It's unsalted butter. A cup of granulated sugar. A heaping teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. We're going to get that started. Once that's all incorporated, go ahead and add 3 egg yolks, just the yolks, not the whites. In between, you want to go in with a spatula and just get everything off the sides and the bottom of the bowl so everything incorporates evenly and the filling is nice and smooth. Now I have a can of pumpkin puree. This is just plain cooked pumpkin. Nothing else is added to it. No sugar, no flavorings, nothing like that. You want to stay away from pumpkin pie filling. This is not what we're using. If you like to cook your own pumpkin, be my guest. But this is easy to find in the States, so I do use it. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. Again, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Then I'm just going to whisk that all together until it's combined. And then the final ingredient is a cup of whole milk. I've just warmed it up a little bit, slightly warmer than room temperature. Just make sure it's not cold because you have the cream cheese in there, the butter. You don't want anything to solidify or harden. Again, things love to get stuck to the side of the mixing bowl. So just go in and just give it a nice mix and one final whisk until everything is nice and smooth. And now it's time to assemble the whole pie together. So I have a pound of number 4 phyllo thawed out and it's at room temperature. That's very important because it makes it really easy to work with. And the number 4 is the thinner sheets of phyllo. You get more phyllo sheets in the box than the country style phyllo. You want to open it up carefully. And I have 4 ounces of butter. This is unsalted butter, 1 stick of it, melted. Just going to grease my baking pan. This is a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And I'm going to do 1 sheet at a time going around the baking pan with a little bit hanging outside. And each time I put a layer of phyllo, I'm just going to drizzle the top of it with just a little bit of butter, not a lot. If you ever end up with 2 sheets stuck together, just put them down together, no big deal. Okay, so when you're done with the first layer, what I like to do is add a little bit of crunch to it. So I have some granulated sugar. I'm just going to sprinkle about a tablespoon or 2 of it right here. What this is going to do is going to give it a little bit of like a caramel texture once it bakes, and it's going to be slightly crispy and a little bit sweet. It's just really nice. I like it. And then I just also dust some cinnamon over that. And we're going to do 1 more layer like that. And then on top of that, I'm just going to put 1 plain sheet of phyllo. I'm not going to butter it or anything like that. If you want to make a thicker phyllo crust, you can use all of the phyllo, but I think that this is perfect. But again, it's up to you. If you like more of a flaky phyllo crust, go ahead and use all of the sheets. Drizzle the sheets that are extending outside of the pan with butter if you can, and then go ahead and gather them and just fold them and tuck them in to create a crust. And then all of the remaining butter, you're going to want to generously brush and drizzle the sides so that way everything bakes and it's nice and golden and crisp. I do have a tiny bit of butter left. I'm just going to refrigerate that and it's ready for the oven. So my oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The pumpkin pie is going to bake on the center rack for about 40 to 45 minutes or until the center is set, and then you want to take it out of the oven, let it cool completely, let it come to room temperature. Then you're going to have to refrigerate it. This does taste better when it's cooler or chilled, so I would make it the day ahead of time, leave it refrigerated, and then serve it nice and cold so that way that custard is gonna taste a little bit like custard, a little bit like a cheesecake. It's so good. Mine finally chilled. I didn't get to chill it as much as I wanted to, because then that would mean I would have to film the last part of this video tomorrow, and I don't have time for that. So I sliced the piece and I put it in a plate. It is time for the taste test. And that filling is so creamy. That is so delicious. The bottom is a little bit crispy from that caramelized sugar and cinnamon. I know that the crust is going to be flaky and buttery and delicious. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. The exact measurements are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Let me know if you have any other recipe requests for the holiday season. I'll test them and then I'll bring them right to you. I was thinking of like a crinkled pumpkin pie. Let me know if you want me to test that and bring that to you as soon as possible. I'm going to test it because I think that sounds like a good idea. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, sis.